Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I just want to talk to you about people doing foolish things on a cruise ship. And I experienced a couple of them firsthand, and I've heard about another one while on this trip on the Regal Princess. So let's talk about it right after this. So the first one I want to talk about is the lady that we heard that jumped off the Norwegian Sun. She was rescued. Apparently, according to people on the ship and some posts that have come out, is that the woman jumped from the ninth floor balcony into the water for, are you ready? To go for a swim. That's right. She wanted to go for a swim. How drunk was she, I wonder? Is she drunk or just an idiot? She was relatively picked up pretty quickly and apparently made her way into the rescue boat of her own accord. She was helping herself up onto the boat, so she luckily was pretty unscathed. Reports are that was put in the brig for the rest of the duration of the cruise until they got to the next port and then taken off the ship. We'll see what happens to her there. I'm suspecting if this is an actual case of somebody jumping into the water for going for a swim because they think it's cool or funny or being silly, looking for a story in the news or something, then this person will now be banned from cruise ships for life. And if that's the case, all the power to them. So yeah. But people are always doing foolish things on cruise ships, and like dumb things. For instance, I was just at Coral World, and I wanted to bring this out because in Coral World was completely destroyed basically last time I was there. Luckily, they've recuperated quite nicely. A lot of the attractions are back up. The aviary's back up. They have the brand new dolphin swimming facility and training ground in the back. They still have the sea lions pavilions. The turtles are back there. They fixed it up quite nice. It's back to being worth going to visit again. Some of the best snorkeling on the island is right around Coral World. So it's great that they built that all back up and everything's looking good again. But here's one, now that I mentioned snorkeling, I'm going to show a picture here. You can see these two people, they're going to the tortoise area. These tortoises cannot be released. They have an abnormality that they cannot be, if they were released back into the wild, they would quickly perish. So they are looking after them here at Coral World, and at some point they're hoping to move them to a larger facility as well when when the monies become available. So, but these people were out snorkeling. They didn't pay to go into Coral World. They were off on the beach and came around the beach from snorkeling, climbed up the rocks, and then the next thing I saw was that they were standing in the turtles' roped off area in the pond with the turtles trying to pat them. So here's something you should never do. Climb over things into tanks that you're not supposed to climb into to pet the animals. Very, very silly people. First of all, these are wild animals. They're not used to you, and they could take part of your hand off very easily. These things weigh 300, 450 pounds. So yeah, you are no match for them. If they ever decided to take something off of you, they will. So that's the first thing. Second of all, it's a roped off area. You're not even supposed to be down beside the tank, let alone crawling into it. Now, a gentleman over there, I'll show you in the video, he started yelling at them. He was making the sign like, "You're crazy, you're nuts in the head, get the hell out of there." And he was berating them, and good for him, because they deserved it. Quite frankly, they deserved it. As they were walking away, I heard them say, "It was worth it. It was worth it." Yeah, shut up. It wasn't worth it. You're stupid. I hate to say it, but you're a stupid people. You're selfish and you're stupid. Because You don't know. Those turtles, for all you know, have infectious diseases and can't be touched by humans, and they need to be fed with gloves. But you don't care. You crawled in because you wanted to touch them, and it's so cute and it's so pretty. But you could have endangered the lives of these turtles without even realizing it, and without even caring if you were doing that or not. That's the kind of people that these people were. Then, as if it couldn't get any better, I'm on the Regal Princess, and they have something here like they do in Alaska. In Alaska, they have puppies in the piazza where they bring in little puppies and they have them in the corner, and you can go and you can talk to them and see how cute they are, and you get a picture with them, and it's really, really cute. And they have the same thing in the Caribbean. It's called Parrots in the Piazza, where they bring in some macaws and a bunch of different birds, and the lady does a little show and you can take pictures of them while they're there. That's all fine, well and good, but of course there's always that one or two people that they have to try and touch the birds when they're not supposed to. Now people are complaining, well, why, if I go to the Caribbeans and like some places like San Juan, I can put the parrots on my shoulder, and that's because those parrots are trained to do that. And also picture there's 2,000 people on this ship, and they say 500 of them want the parrots on the shoulder to take picture. Those poor birds, in a matter of an hour, are going to be up and down on people's shoulders. No, it doesn't work that way. You can pose beside them, get your pictures. If they happen to hop on your shoulder, that's a different story than if you're trying to pull them onto your shoulder. Well, there's a gentleman out there. The parrots were facing the other direction, and he didn't like that. He didn't want to have to walk around. I have to walk around and take the picture of the parrot at the other end. No, instead, I'm going to poke the parrot in the back under the wing really hard until they turn around and face me. That's what he thought he would do. And I called him an ass, etc., etc. Right there, because I was standing right there, and he was oblivious to the world. In fact, you can see later on, they called everyone back to their seats so the lady could start her show. And here's this guy still standing there, and in case you're wondering, he spoke perfect English. It wasn't a language thing, and he just didn't care. He just didn't care. He was ready to take those birds and turn them around and just get right in there no matter what anybody... Finally, the lady had to actually push him to get him to leave the stage, like the piazza area. People like that bug the hell out of me. Have you ever seen a macaw crack a nut? It's just like that. So if he was poking this bird, it turned around and it took a big chunk out of his hand. He'd be the first one yelling, "Lawsuit, lawsuit." And I would be the first one saying, "Idiot, idiot." Because he was a moron. You don't reach into wild animals and you don't just start poking them with your finger to get a better picture. I shake my head. It frustrates me to no end when people are that dumb and inconsiderate, especially of wildlife, of perfectly harmless animals, and just doing things that are dumb and could endanger the animals' lives. I have no mercy for these people, and I have no qualms about calling them stupid, because that's exactly what they are. You don't poke wild animals. You don't go beyond barriers and climbing to animal tanks just so you can pet them and get a closer look at them. You don't know if there's anything wrong with those animals. You don't know if you're causing any harm to those animals. You don't know if those animals are going to cause harm to you. It's unbelievable to me just how brain dead some people are, and it really does just frustrate me. And I tell you, I was glad enough when the staff member was yelling at the people to get away from the turtles. I would have been even because as they're walking away, I heard them saying to each other, "It was totally worth it. It was totally worth it." I wonder if they would have thought that had security been sitting there by the beach when they got off and they would have been fined or arrested. I wonder if it would have been worth it then. I wonder how they would have thought then about the whole experience of being worth it to climb into tanks. Also, where they climbed up was where it was all wet and like waves of water splashing up from the ocean. They could have easily twisted an ankle, broke something, and of course they immediately would call foul and say, oh, it's SeaWorld should have had that, Coral World should have had that all blocked off so we couldn't get there, even though there's no admittance, there's no pathway up there. That's coastline that they crawled up. And the guy in the piazza poking a bird hard. And I don't mean he just went, oh, pretty bird, pretty bird. He went like this into that bird, almost knocking it off its perch. And I stepped right into the guy's face and told him he's an idiot. And I didn't use idiot as the word. I used a much rougher word. And he just walked away like this. And then I saw him as I started to film the new show. He was still there, being a total idiot. But yeah, sometimes you got to take the bad with the good. And these people were the bad on these particular occasion. Am I wrong here? Am I too protective of the animals? Am I just, come on, Don. They were just sitting there in the turtle tank, and so what if it's roped off? So what if you're not supposed to go down there? They didn't hurt anything. It was okay, and they're just birds. They're just birds. Birds are used to being poked. Why wasn't the bird facing him? Why couldn't the bird turn around? She should have been there right there working and concentrating only on him so she could turn the bird around so he could get his good picture. That's what should have happened, right? Ugh. Okay, I'm going to end this video because I'm just talking about it. I'm getting angry and I'm on a cruise and I should be enjoying myself. So I'm going to go back to enjoying myself. Well, let me know. So let me know down below what you guys think. I'm interested in your comments. Just tell me if I'm out to lunch, because I can take it. But I have a feeling a lot of you are mostly going to agree these people shouldn't have been doing that. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.